Hey everybody, I wanted to cover a topic that I actually covered earlier inside of a private group. It doesn't let me share it, so I figured I would just redo this and try to elaborate on it a little bit. But I'm sitting here in a nice air-conditioned car in, where are we, Gilbert, Arizona, 111 degrees outside. I'm here with my future brother-in-law, Cooper. And I said, Cooper, I'm going to make a Facebook Live. Do you mind? And he's like, yeah, whatever. So here's the topic. Here's the thing I want to talk about. What not to do to get patients scheduled for your Dinner with a Doc event. Dinner with the Docs is a way that we get patients to come to a workshop, to learn about natural health and healing, learn more about what you guys can offer them, and then get a highly educated lead or referral into the practice that is one of your ideal patients because they want what you have, they're already educated, they resonated with your message, and they're coming to an event that you invited them to. And so what's one of the best ways to show good faith is you buy them something, you buy them dinner. There's like this unsaid principle of reciprocation. When you buy someone dinner or you do something nice for them, they feel a little bit, I don't know if the word's obligated, but they're obligated, they're a little more likely to want to reciprocate or do something to support in return. So we all know that dinner events work and they're very good, especially when they're done properly. And these are things that we teach and talk about inside of Move Now University. And just as a side note, I put a link in the whole topic of this to get this thing called a neck trigger point tool, which leads into a home mobility kit that we do for our patients. It's one arm of what we do with Move Now University. And I would say, check that out, click on that link, and you can grab one of these tools for free, and it'll become more apparent how this all fits into the message I'm talking about. But to get back to the topic, how to not get patients to schedule to show up at your dinner events, or how to do this and be really frustrated because it doesn't work. Here's what you don't do. You don't say, hey, we have a really fun and exciting dinner coming up, and it's really fun, and you should be there because it's going to be fun, and we're going to get you free dinner, okay? No one cares about that. That's not impactful, and that usually only attracts someone that wants what? A free dinner. So, is that necessarily your target market? Someone who's hungry and just wants a free dinner? No. It's someone who wants to learn about what you do, someone that's already familiar with what you do. Maybe this is the catalyst or the tipping point that's going to get them to show up to this event. So then a question that some of our doctors were asking in a different private group, they were saying, hey, dinners at a restaurant versus doing an in-office workshop. Having some problems getting people scheduled to the event. I have problems with people coming into the in-office workshop. I was thinking about doing some stuff online. You certainly could do it online. There's going to be probably a lesser show rate, I would guess, maybe in some regard. Maybe in some cases people will show up because it's online. They can do it in the comfort of their own home. However, definitely much less influential because you're not there in person. So now, here's how you do promote a dinner event. This is what I would recommend. This is what I had learned and then seen it happen in practice over and over and over again, is that you don't promote it as like just this fun event. Now, it's going to be fun and you can throw that in there, but that's not what you lead with. What you lead with is you identify a group of patients in your practice that you know really get what you do, which should be a high percentage if you're doing things right. So let's say you pick 20 patients. You have 20 patients that have got, decent to excellent results. You know that they have a spouse, or they work somewhere. They've been talking to different people, and maybe even if you don't know this, you can assume that they have been because they're excited about their care. And that's a little side caveat, is like, maybe that's the thing that's missing in practice, is that they're not really excited about your program and about your care, and that's why they're not telling people. So having things like the belt system of functional movement, 12-week transformation, like the stuff that we teach inside of Move Now University, those are the things that cause excitement, because there's a saying that patients that get results are not the ones that refer. Happy patients are not the ones that refer. Excited patients are the ones that refer. Excited, okay? So they have to be excited. But anyway, back to how to approach a patient to get them to bring people to a dinner event. Let's say your patient is John. You say, hey John, just wanted to check in with you. You've been coming here for 6 weeks. You came in with low back pain, sciatica, headaches, this, and I know you've been making progress. I know you've been excelling through this program. Tell me how you feel like you've been doing so far. Oh yeah, doctor, I've been doing awesome. This has been like one of the best things I've ever done in my entire life. This has changed my life. I'm so excited about this. I'm seeing results I've never seen before. I'm just pumped. And you say, that's awesome, John. Can I ask you a favor? Okay. So now they just said something really positive. They're at this high, and I would bring them even higher and higher and higher, and really, really like coach them through like why they should be excited, and they worked hard and they deserve to be excited about it. But then immediately, that's the best time when they're at the highest level of excitement to then say, will you do me a favor? Can I ask you a huge favor? Okay, or can I ask you a small favor? It's probably a better way to say it, because it's actually not a huge favor. It's pretty small. It's small in comparison to what you did for him, right? And you say, that small favor is this. I'm assuming that there's other people in your life that also know about what you've been going through over the last several years. And they probably also know that you've come into our clinic and you're going through this program. Am I right? Right. Okay, so I'm sure family members, I'm sure coworkers, maybe even neighbors, right? There's other people who have been following what you're doing and almost maybe using you as the test subject to be like, well, John, tell me how it goes, because maybe they have a problem that they're iffy with, they're hesitant to seek out care. But after you've proven that what we do actually works and it's not, some kind of trick or gimmick, then they're saying that they're going to take the plunge. But will they actually take action? Oftentimes they don't until they're in a crisis. So anyway, back to what you're going to say to John is you're going to say, hey, I'm sure there's other people in your circle that know what you're doing. They've seen your results. Am I right? Oh, yeah. Okay, so John, in 3 weeks, we have this event coming up called Dinner with the Docs. If it's okay with you, let me just tell you why we do this event. There's a couple reasons. One, it is a patient appreciation event. We appreciate you, John, so we'd love for you to come to it. You're an awesome patient. You've worked really hard. And so you come to this event, you learn a little bit more about natural health and healing, maybe a different angle compared to what we've talked about so far. And you can have your wife Mary come with you as well. Make it a date night. Dinner's on us. So that's first off. We'd love for you to come to it. But that's not the only reason that we do it. There is some selfish interest with why we do these dinners as well. The selfish part of it is that our mission is to help make our community as healthy as possible. So in our selfish interest, we want more people to know about what we do, because it makes us feel really good when we can help other people. So help us satisfy that selfish desire to help others. Okay? And so these people that you're telling me that know what you've been going through, your coworkers, your family, your friends, invite them to the dinner. That's really why we do this. Is most of our patients, just like you, John, might bring 2 couples. They might bring 4, 5, 6 different guests with them to the dinner, and that's totally okay. That's encouraged. That's actually why we do this primarily. So how many people do you think you know who you've been telling about this that would be open to coming to dinner and learning a little bit more about some actionable things they can do to improve their health right now, or give them some hope that there's a solution to their problem and it's not the bottom of a pill bottle or through some kind of injection or surgery? Who else do you know? And actually have a conversation with them, and have a conversation for 3 to 5 minutes. And this is well worth the time, so you can connect with this person. They can start thinking. And then at the end of that, it's you getting them to commit to saying that they're willing to spread the word and talk to another patient about it. And then there's other little vehicles that we have, like we actually build a web page through ClickFunnels. We then send that patient the link through ClickFunnels. We ask them to forward that link to their friends. On the link, there's either a jot form or a type form, which is just a form where they can fill out that they're coming and like who referred them and so on and so forth. And there's a little video on that page. It talks about like urgency and scarcity of the event, that there's only so many seats and here's why it's important. And then the topic that we do for the event is the 3 reasons that we live in such a diseased society. And those 3 reasons, which we talk about at the dinner, are, I think, extremely impactful. And I'm going to keep you in suspense because we actually have a full PowerPoint PowerPoint presentation that we have inside of Move Now University, plus a video of me going through the dinner, presenting it, plus some of the other tips and things on getting people to sign up and show up, and the special offer that you do at the dinner, just things to get them to take action, to get them to capitalize on the fact that they're excited about actually taking a empowered step that can change their life forever. And you need to be able to push them a little bit, and there doesn't need to be any sort of hesitation, embarrassment, lack of transparency with that. I mean, something that I commonly say to a patient, whether it's through their day 3 financial or it's at a dinner, is that this is your ethical bribe, okay? This is your ethical bribe to take action. Why? Because I'm confident that if you do this, you'll look back and say this is one of the most impactful things you've done in your entire life, and you will be thankful that you did it. So whatever way we can push you to go through and capitalize on that and not fall victim to the third reason we live in such a disease society, which is the law of diminished intention. That's something that means that when you learn something that's impactful, if you take it, that in that moment, the next 10 minutes after, that's when you were at your highest likelihood of taking action, to actually take action, capitalize on that thing that you just learned, and reap the rewards. You wait 6 hours, you wait the next day, you got to take your kids to school, you got to make lunches, you got to go to work. Pretty soon, that awesome thing that you're so excited about goes to the bottom of the list. It's called the law of diminished intent, or law of diminished intention. It's the third reason we live in such a diseased society. We live in this time of information. We have tons of information overload, but if you don't act on the information, it's worthless. So anyway, that was a little piece that I learned from, which I'll just give a shout out to Roberto Monaco at Influenceology. He has some awesome stuff that he teaches to chiropractors as far as communication and public speaking. So I took that from him. I think that's really, really good. Anyway, with that said, hopefully this was helpful to you. On a kind of side note, but it is parallel with it, grab one of our neck trigger point tools for free. You cover shipping, and it's free. We're sending it out. You'll see charging a few bucks for shipping, and we send out this neck trigger point tool so you can get this in your hands, you can see it, and you can start thinking about how this is one of the pieces that gets your patients more excited about their care, more engaged, because they have a home mobility program that they can follow along with your in-office care at home. They're thinking about you at home. They have something tangible, this tool that they're using. So grab that, and then after you grab that, on the thank you page, there's a spot for you to schedule a demo with my team so we can take you through a brief demo behind the scenes, show you how we actually get this thing fit in place. I know I'm talking about dinner events, and then I'm talking about a neck trigger point tool. It does all tie together. So anyway, hope this was helpful for you. Comment below, ask a question, reach out to me personally, grab a neck trigger point tool, and we'll talk with you soon.